The earthquake that you felt today is not due to plate tectonics, but rather the electoral map of the United States exploding. For months now, it's been nothing but battleground states in Georgia, the Blue Wall in Georgia, North Carolina and Georgia, but everything on the ground says that Florida could be in play and that Texas could be in play. Texas? Ruby red Texas? There is electoral bombshell news coming out of Texas that I'm going to talk about, but you have to be asking the question, how the heck could Texas be in play? The twofold answer is easy. Overturning Roe and Ted Cruz. Texas couldn't enact a total abortion ban fast enough after the corrupt Supreme Court overturned Roe, and now no one wants to run on that, especially Ted Cruz, who has tried to spin it and run away from it like he was headed to Cancun during a power outage. Texas Republicans are now the dog that finally caught the car by the bumper. Now what are you going to do with it, big guy? And as if the abortion issue wasn't bad enough news for Cruz, he ran up against a candidate who is everything Cruz is not. Smart, sincere, empathetic, ethnic, and masculine. Cruz has been a poser and a hoser his whole life. He's sold himself as a white guy for so long, he can't even try and garner the Hispanic vote. And now he's run up against the real thing in Colin Allred, a former NFL linebacker and Baylor University football star turned civil rights lawyer. Allred humiliated Cruz in the debate, and all Cruz could do was feign a grin, as if that was supposed to discredit Allred. All it did was make Cruz look like a simpering fool. And now Allred is getting national media attention, which can't be helping Cruz. Here's Allred with Lawrence O'Donnell.
This abortion ban in Texas has been horrific. And there have been so many brave Texas women and Texas families who've come forward and told their stories. Amanda Zarowski and Kate Cox and Lauren Miller and Dr. Austin Denard and Taylor Edwards. And I could keep going because there are so many stories and they are so incredibly powerful. And we're going to continue to hold Ted Cruz accountable for being responsible for this abortion ban here. But also, as I felt in that debate, and I've been feeling for some time, Ted Cruz is simply too small for Texas. You know, everything's bigger in Texas, and he's too small for our state. His vision for us is too small. And that's why we're going to turn the page. But we need folks' help, and I hope folks will go to colinallred.com and get involved.
Polls have Allred running neck and neck with Cruz, and it's no surprise. Allred is crushing it. And as Rachel Maddow shows, Cruz just got humiliated again.
Imagine being a U.S. Senator and having all your state's biggest newspapers come out against you, basically all at once, while you're running for re-election. That is the dream that Senator Ted Cruz has been living over the past few days. As of this weekend, all 5 of the biggest newspapers in Texas have endorsed Ted Cruz's Democratic opponent, Colin Allred. And we could call that the biggest embarrassment suffered by a senator at the hands of his home state newspapers in some time.
Every major newspaper endorsement in Texas. Not only are these ringing endorsements, but they are also clear condemnations of Cruz. The Houston Chronicle has to be the best of these, with the headline, "Ditch Angertainment Ted Cruz." Texas needs Allred to hold the center. Look, it's one thing for a newspaper to endorse a candidate, but to call out the shtick of their opponent, that's pretty rare. Allred's campaign has been so successful that bombshell news came out about the Harris campaign today. Namely, they are scheduling a rally in Houston on Friday. Now, you've all seen the size of Harris's rallies. They're huge. But as they say, everything is bigger in Texas, so no telling how big this rally will be. And this rally is big for other reasons. First of all, it will be an enormous boost to Allred's campaign. Enough that it makes me wish they would do the same thing for Tester in Montana. But this rally also means that Texas must be in play. This close to Election Day, campaigns cannot afford to invest their resources in states that won't count. Ask Idaho and Massachusetts how much campaign attention they are getting these days. If Harris is going to Texas, then the campaign has to be feeling good about Pennsylvania and Michigan, not to mention Georgia. And if voting trends in Florida keep up, then Republicans should be worried there too. Clearly, now is no time to rest on our accomplishments. We have to go out there and work for a blue tsunami, blue all the way down the ticket. But there's also no prohibition against dreaming either. Imagine, if you will, a world free of Ted Cruz, of never having to hear that voice again. That is a dream worth fighting for. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.